Hey, good evening all and good morning for the ones who joined from US. Thanks for joining, first of all. Let's introduce myself. 13 years of experience in IT, and I worked on multiple, say, uh, data warehousing and cloud projects. Since, say, last 5 years, I'm working on Snowflake. Okay, so that's pretty much on myself. So let's get started with today's agenda. So we'll see like who this course is for, okay, and then what are the prerequisites for this course. Why I mean, we have a lot of technologies, right? Why you guys have to learn Snowflake? What is the market trend? Technically, the reasons why Snowflake is, demanding in market, okay, with technical reasons. Okay, then we'll clarify all your doubts. I hope you guys can see my screen and hear me before we proceed further. Can you please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, who this course is for us, already working professionals who are working as, on anything like as a developer or lead or tester or admin. Okay, even architect and managers, because we are covering from basic to advanced. Okay, and even if you are fresher, you don't have to worry. Like we'll have separate SQL sessions. SQL is what is the prerequisite for primarily for Snowflake. It is also like cloud database. Okay, I'll explain what is Snowflake and all other things as well. You on high level you will get clarity on why it has demand and technical reasons and architecture wise what advantage we have with Snowflake. Okay. So if you are, SQL knowledge or exposure, that will be well and good. If you don't have SQL exposure, don't worry. We'll have separate SQL sessions, okay, for non-data, non-SQL background folks. There we'll have, we'll be covering the SQL content. Then before even we get started with actual Snowflake content, we'll have 1 or 2 SQL sessions. Then we'll be getting started with Snowflake actual content. Got it? So, and the remaining SQL contents also will have, how the course structure will be is Monday to Friday we'll have Snowflake sessions, and on Saturday we'll have SQL session. That's how it will be. So if you're not from SQL background, you can join that SQL session. If you're already from SQL background and data background, you can skip that SQL session. That's how it is. And the main prerequisite for this Snowflake is SQL. Okay, and regarding any installation or something, no software installation is required for Snowflake for your practice as well. Since it is Snowflake is software as a service in cloud, you just need a browser and internet. Okay, even for our practice. Okay, usually you'll get 120 days of free trial. Okay, Snowflake account. Even after that, with just a mail ID, without any debit or credit card, like we can have another trial account for 120 days. Okay, so whatever the version or edition that we use in real projects, that edition itself with all those features will be able to practice. Okay, and it's not like licensed. Since it is in cloud, it is pay as you go model. Okay, so we'll have different editions. When we get started, you'll get complete clarity on different editions. Okay, so here before we get started, right, see, I hope like you would have some high level knowledge of what is Snowflake, but there are a lot of technologies why in specific you have to learn Snowflake. Okay, let's see those technical reasons, and even say why it is demanding in market, or what is the current market trend on Snowflake. Okay, so you have a lot of other technologies, right? Why Snowflake is basically, if you take the current market trend, okay, I'll explain you the technical reasons. Before we go there, if you take the current job market on Snowflake, see, since Snowflake is a new technology, whatever is your background, even if you're working on any other technologies, or even if you're fresher, if you claim to have say 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience, okay, even if you are 10 years experienced, if you relevant experience, if you mention it as 2 years also, you'll get calls, because since Snowflake is a new technology, okay, so they won't expect you to have experience of relevant Snowflake experience to be more, since it is a new technology. And as it is a new technology, as it started booming, okay, the folks who has got real experience on Snowflake are very less. Okay, so even that's the reason, even for less experience, you'll get better packages even in India. Got it? So, and since a lot of clients started using Snowflake, we'll be seeing the technical reasons. Snowflake is available on all public clouds, like say AWS, Azure, and GCP. Okay, so irrespective of which cloud your client is using, if you learn Snowflake, you'll have opportunities. So opportunities will be more. Okay, since it is a new technology, and I'll explain you, like say why Snowflake won't go as outdated. It is software as a service in cloud. Okay, if you're not aware about cloud, like I can explain in this session the technical reasons. Okay, so even now, like if you take last week, like 3 of our candidates from previous batch got offers on Snowflake in India, not just in India, even in US. And we have got US and UK also. The market on Snowflake is good. Okay, yeah. So let's see the technical reasons, then we'll come back to the other things. So if you're already from data background, okay, many people would have heard about Snowflake. They would think Snowflake is there is a way, the way we design a data warehouse. Okay, it's not like Snowflake schema. Snowflake is a data cloud or cloud database, you can say. Okay, let me explain you for your reference the technical reasons, what advantages we have with Snowflake in terms of architecture. See, what are the use cases that we use Snowflake is primarily as a data warehouse. If you're not aware about data warehouse, I'll be explaining. It's not just data warehouse. We can use it for multiple workloads. Basically, on high level, if you compare Snowflake with relational databases, right? The main advantage that we get with Snowflake is, if you install any, you would have heard about Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL, this DBMS, right? Database Management Systems. Okay. So Oracle, SQL Server, they are all database management systems. Okay. So if you install any of these softwares, say Oracle or SQL Server in a computer, you call that as database server, right? And in that machine where we have installed that software, we call that as database server. Whatever data we load into that machine, we insert into that machine, that that data will be stored in hard disk of that particular computer. Okay. If you install this software in a computer, we call that as database server, and whatever data we insert, right, or load, that will be stored in hard disk of that particular computer. And when users tries to access that data, right, it will make use of if you have to run any access that data, you need compute power, right? Say processor, RAM. So making use of the compute resource of this single machine, okay, we can access the data. So if you take with these relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server, if volume of data increases, okay, say nowadays, right, for all clients, the volume of data is increasing, growing very fast. Okay, and number of users who access the data is also more. So in that scenario, what will happen if it is single mission? If you are maintaining all data in a single mission, we'll face performance issues, right? Performance issues. So how usually we deal with performance issues in regular relational databases? like Oracle or SQL Server is Oracle or SQL Server. How we'll deal when we have more volume of data or when we have more number of users is we will we can scale that vertically. That is, we can add more. See, there are two things: vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Scaling means increasing the capacity. Vertical scaling means, say, we'll add more RAM. Okay, to the same computer, we can add more RAM, more CPU, or upgrade it to high-end processor. Okay, got it. So that is like to the single machine, to the same machine itself, we'll add more RAM, more hard disk, more, like, say, upgrade it to high-end processor. These kind of things. Got it. But with single machine, there are certain limitations, right? If still, I mean, even if you have already upgraded to high-end processor, still you are facing performance issue. So it is like vertical scaling is like one big machine will do all the work for you. Got it? But this relational database, you can't scale them horizontally. Horizontally means you can't create a group of computers. If you create a group of computers, you call it as cluster. Okay. So we can't kind of distribute that workload to that cluster of machines. That is group of computers. See, vertical scaling is like one big machine will do all the work for you. But horizontal scaling means we'll distribute that work. Okay. And multiple machines will do that work for us. That we can't do in case of relational databases. Okay, since it is a single machine. So here you can think logically. Like, say, even if it is if you are a single person, if he is doing all the work, even if he is very talented, there is limit in terms of how much work he can do, right, within his time frame, like, say, 24 hours. So if you can distribute that workload to multiple machines, then you can process that data faster, right? Okay, that's when, to deal with this, Hadoop came in. Hadoop big data. You would have heard about big data, right? Hadoop big data. So to deal with these issues like huge volume of data, or if now, when to handle more number of users, big data came in. Got it? But like there also in big data architecture also we have few flaws. If you take big data projects, say, and 90% of the projects have failed because they have flaws in its architecture. Got it? That's when Snowflake came up with hybrid architecture. Okay, hybrid architecture, hybrid of that Hadoop and then Snow and relational database. Okay, let me show you. See, guys, about all of this, right? Even database related terms. As I said, if you're not from SQL background or data background, in our SQL session, I'll be explaining in detail what is a database, okay, what is a server, all of that in detail. Got it? So here, okay, before I go to the architecture, so I mean, on high level, what it is if you compare relational database and Hadoop in Snowflake, in terms of architecture, what is the advantage we have is, let me expand, put it in presentation mode. Here, in case of Snowflake, storage is separate and compute is separate. Okay, so all our data, it will be stored in storage layer separately, and it will be where the data will be stored is in cloud. So since it is stored in cloud, we'll get unlimited scale. That means we don't have any limit in terms of how much volume of data we can store. And how it stores in this storage layer, in our regular sessions, we'll discuss in detail. Here, the main advantage is storage is separate and then compute is separate. So compute means to get that data or to read that data, we need compute power, means processor, RAM. Okay, so that is like compute power, right? How we would get that in Snowflake is using, I mean, you have another layer, query processing. There you have virtual warehouses. Okay, in query processing, we have something called virtual warehouses. This is not data warehouse. Virtual warehouse is different, data warehouse is different. What is virtual warehouses in Snowflake architecture is, let me show you. So virtual warehouse is nothing but cluster of compute nodes. See, node or machine, node or machine is nothing but computer. Node, machine, or computer. I mean, node or machine is nothing but computer. Okay. Virtual warehouse in Snowflake is nothing but cluster of compute nodes. That is group of computers. Okay. So cluster means group. Got it? So in Snowflake for query processing, to run anything in any database, you need compute power, say processor, RAM, these compute resources. How we would get that in Snowflake is using this virtual warehouse. Okay. How I mean, in Snowflake, this virtual warehouse, it comes in different sizes, like say extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, like that. So if you choose the warehouse size is extra small, I'll show you now. Okay, in the Snowflake UI. Let me show you for your example. So you guys were able to see my screen, right? Hello?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll show you how to create a Snowflake account, the free trial account for 120 days free trial account, and then I mean it just takes 5 minutes for us to set up a Snowflake account for our practice. Okay. This is the Snowflake UI. Okay, here you'll have, this is also like a database. See, you can have list of databases. Under a database, you can have schema. Okay, all of that. I'll when we get started with our content, right? I'll show you how to create a trial account, how we'll get started. Okay, all of that. So here, so if I have to run any SQL statement, okay, in Snowflake, we can choose virtual warehouse. See here, I have virtual warehouses. I can have multiple virtual warehouses. This compute underscore WH is one of the virtual warehouse. The size is extra small. I can increase or decrease this warehouse size anytime. Say extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, 2x, 3x, 4x, like that. This is the virtual warehouse size. Okay.
In which scenarios we need to change that?
Yeah, we will be discussing that. Don't worry. I mean, in detail about virtual warehouse sizes, when to use which warehouse size, all of that we'll discuss. Okay. So I mean, we have different sizes of virtual warehouses. I can suppose now the warehouse size is extra small. I can make it to 4XL, the size. What it means is in the back end, how it works is, see here. Extra small means in the back end I would get compute power of one machine. Okay, small means compute power of two machines. Medium means compute power of 4 missions. Large means compute power of 8 missions. So it is getting doubled if you increase the warehouse size. So what is the highest, I mean biggest warehouse size is 6XL. It is generally available. Okay. So 6XL. 6XL means, see, extra small means 1, small means 2, medium means 4, large means 8. Okay. That way, like 5XL means 256, 6XL means 512. That means in the back end, you would get a cluster, a group of 512 computers if I choose the warehouse size as 6XL. Okay. It's not just this. I mean, just increasing the warehouse size. Increasing the warehouse size is like vertical scaling. We can scale virtual warehouse horizontally also. That means you have, there is an option to create multi-cluster warehouse. Okay. So if I create a 6XL multi-cluster warehouse, whenever, suppose you see, we would have seen some, see, suppose if you take any Amazon or Flipkart, okay, in India. So in the, during peak season, peak time, okay, number of, the workload will be more, the number of users will be more, the load on that server will be more, right? So in case of Snowflake, if you set your virtual warehouse to multi-cluster warehouse, what it will do is it will, based on the workload, if number of users are more, it can add more clusters. Automatically it will add clusters up to 10 clusters. Suppose if it is 6XL virtual warehouse, so what it will do is it can, if required, if the number of users are more, it can add up to 512 into 10, up to I mean 10 clusters of this size. Okay, so as soon as, suppose after say for a couple of minutes the workload was more, again it went down, then automatically it removes that clusters. Got it? The capacity will go down. That kind of options we have in terms of compute in Snowflake. So if you take, if it is 6XL virtual warehouse, then max, like what is the capacity that I can scale my virtual warehouse to? If it is 6XL means 512 computers, right? So 512 into 10. If you set it as a multi-cluster warehouse in auto scale mode, up to 10 clusters it can add. That is, you can get the compute power of 5,120 compute machines. That means this much power, to this extent I can scale my compute power. Got it? That too, you don't have to pay, I mean, compute for for this much power. Based on our usage, based on our requirement, okay, we can, I mean, it will automatically scale and will pay cost only for how much duration we use it. Here, since storage is separate and compute is separate, right? What will happen is, we, if it is not required for us, if we don't need, 1 second. If we don't need compute power, since storage is separate, compute is separate, whenever we don't need any compute power, we can turn off this virtual warehouse. Okay, we can suspend this virtual warehouse. Got it? Whenever it is required, that time only we can use this virtual warehouse. Or else we can, since storage is not, see, in case of relational databases like Oracle or SQL Server, your storage and compute is coupled. It is in same machine. Okay, you can't kind of only use compute or only use storage, since it is coupled architecture. Here in Snowflake, it is decoupled architecture. That means storage is separate, compute is separate. You base, I mean, how much our volume of data we can store in storage layer, since it is in cloud. And for query processing, the compute, we have virtual warehouses. So this virtual warehouse capacity, we can increase anytime. And if we don't need any compute power, we can suspend that virtual warehouse. Okay, and parallelly also we can use multiple virtual warehouses also on top of our data. Got it? So in our regular sessions, I'll explain in detail on the architecture. So here the main advantage is storage is separate, compute is separate. We'll pay storage cost separately and compute cost also separately based on our usage. Got it? And we have one more layer called cloud services. It takes care of a few things like, say, authentication, metadata management. In our regular Snowflake sessions, we'll have in detail explanation on this architecture, and also we'll compare it with, say, relational database like Oracle and SQL Server, and then Hadoop architecture also. We'll see what flaws we have in Hadoop architecture, how Snowflake has overcome them, because even in interviews they'll ask in depth on architecture majority of the times. Okay, so in our regular session we'll discuss in detail on this. So here I hope you got some clarity on the architecture front. Anyone has any confusion here before we proceed?
Yeah, no queries.
And regarding cloud, okay,
Yeah, one question.
how is this? Yep.
Hi, this is Suresh. Actually, whether actually Snowflake it is a platform, or like Informatica it is a one type of ETL tool like that actually. It will
Yeah, I'll explain now. See, here the thing is, if you take, I was just explaining about relational databases, right? So if you install this software in a computer, okay, and if you manage all this, see, usually how it is, see, this date, if you install the software, we call that as a database server. All those servers, we will usually, clients will maintain multiple servers. So all those servers they'll maintain at one place. We call that as data center, right? So if your client is maintaining everything on their own, if they buy the computers, if they install all the softwares, if they maintain all of that, we call it as on-premises. That means they'll maintain everything in their own, okay, in their premises. By that is, I mean, they will kind of buy the computers, install the software, maintain electricity. I mean, they'll maintain it in one room. We call it that as data center. Got it?
Okay.
So
Okay.
in cloud, how it is the client doesn't have to buy the computer. Okay, suppose if you take, we would have heard about Azure, Microsoft Azure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Google Cloud Platform, GCP. These are the major public cloud providers. Okay. So Snowflake, the advantage is it is available on all clouds. So how it is usually in cloud. Okay. See, suppose I need certain capacity of machine in cloud, I can get. I don't have to buy the infrastructure based on usage. Suppose I wanted to use certain storage, certain hard disk capacity of a computer, certain processor, certain RAM configuration, one machine, virtual machine I need in cloud, I can get. So I need it for one day, I can get it. Based on my usage, I'll pay certain cost. I don't have to buy that computer. Got it? And I don't have to buy the infrastructure. I don't have to, let's say, manage that, install that software. So all different kinds of things will have. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me.
here you're telling actually for 1 day or 1 year actually, if the user buys the Snowflake server actually.
No. Here we don't have to buy anything for a year or something. It is based on usage. If you are using, you'll pay, or else you don't have to pay. That's how it is.
Got it.
Not licensed.
No, got it.
You don't have to subscribe for 1 year or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
You'll get
in
to
this
know.
case, actually, where the data will be going to store actually.
Yeah. I'll explain. Wait. You'll get clarity. Wait.
Okay.
So I was telling about data center, right? So if your client is maintaining data center on their own, then they have to manage infrastructure, security, electricity, software. If they have installing Oracle SQL Server, those softwares will not come free of cost. I mean, Oracle, suppose that is licensed. So they have to buy that software. They have to install that in this machine. They have to maintain all of this. This is in regular database. Okay, if it is on premises, if they are maintaining everything on their own. Here in cloud, how it is like basically you don't have to buy the infrastructure. The cloud providers will be maintaining data centers across the globe. Okay, they'll maintain different regions in cloud. So the data centers across the globe, that is, throughout the globe. In US itself, they have multiple data centers, each cloud provider. In UK, they have data centers. In India, they have data centers. Okay. Within Asia also, they're in different regions. Suppose Asia Pacific, Singapore, Mumbai, okay, and in Dubai, at different locations, they'll maintain data centers. That is, the clients will be managing their data centers. So while we create the cloud account or when we use that, we can choose from which region of the cloud I need I can manage my data, or I can use the compute. Okay, all those things I'll show when I create a Snowflake account. I'll show you what all things will. Even when you create a Snowflake account, we will choose which cloud we are going to host and which region of that cloud we are going to create our Snowflake account. Got it? So here, these cloud providers, how they basically operate is, they would operate in mainly on like 3 modes. Okay, three like how there are 3 models basically. 3 models how the cloud providers will operate. One is, like, say, how these models are defined as, they are based on how much you can manage. Okay, how much you can, and how much the cloud provider has to manage. How much you wanted to manage, that is your client. Okay, and how much the cloud provider want to manage. Based on that, these 3 models we have. What are those models are? Like these 3. Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Okay, on premises means it is like everything will be managed by the cloud provider, the client itself. They'll buy the computer, they will like provide electricity, they will maintain networking, they'll install OS, everything they'll be taking care. Okay, you manage means your client. Your client manages everything in case of on-premises. If they're maintaining their data center on their own, they'll have to maintain everything. In cloud, you have these three models: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. So infrastructure as a service means you will get a computer in cloud, a virtual machine in cloud. You can choose what is the capacity. That is how much hard disk, how much RAM, how much processor, what is the capacity of processor I need, all of that. Okay, so that will be managed by cloud provider. Okay, these things cloud provider is managing. What you have to manage is in that machine, which OS you wanted to install, either Windows or Linux, what OS you wanted to install. That we can install. And then you can kind of install your software, which software you wanted to install. Okay, and you will manage the other things. You will get a machine in cloud. Infrastructure you will get. Okay, you have a virtual machine in cloud you would get. Got it? That is infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service means apart from infrastructure, like say a computer in cloud, you will get, while you create that, if you use this platform as a service, right, there are different services. See, within cloud, in either AWS, Azure or GCP, there are multiple services which they offer. Okay, few services will be infrastructure as a service, few will be platform as a service, few will be software as a service. Our Snowflake is software as a service in cloud. Got it? Okay, and that means how these three models are different is infrastructure as a service means few things you will manage, few things the cloud provider will manage. This infrastructure part cloud provider will manage. Installing the OS, installing the software, and managing your data, all of that is managed by the cloud provider. Sorry, the client. Okay, the cloud provider will give you a virtual machine in cloud. So if you take platform as a service, apart from just infrastructure, the cloud provider will give you the OS and even the software as well. You don't have to install the software. You will get that software also. You will have to manage your data and then applications. Like say, you have few services. Like in AWS, you have a service called Relational Data Store. With that, what you would get is, you will get the, if you want SQL Server or Oracle, you will get that software also. What you need to do is, you don't have to install that software. You will get that software as well. You just have to create your tables, and there are other things like index management. You will have indexes in database for performance. So if it is platform as a service, you have to manage partitions, indexes in that database. Okay. In Snowflake, since it is software as a service, see, majority of the things cloud provider itself will manage. See, managed by this model is specific to Azure. So that's why it says managed by Microsoft. If it is AWS, it will be managed by Amazon. Got it? That way. Okay. So software as a service means majority of the services, things, okay, your cloud provider itself will manage. What you will have to do is, you will have to just, we'll have to just create the tables, load the data, and use it for our analysis. You don't have to worry about all of this. Like say, infrastructure, security, electricity, software, hardware upgrades, nothing. You don't have to worry about any of this. They're all managed by cloud provider itself. Okay. So Snowflake is software as a service in cloud. On simple terms, for your reference, how it is, suppose take homemade burger. Homemade burger means it is like on premises. Everything we have to take care. Should have kitchen, electricity, grill, buns, ingredients, and we have to cook the burger. That is like homemade. That is like on premises. Infrastructure as a service means, like say, we would get buns. Okay. Here, see, these are like cloud provider is managing. Infrastructure as a service, rent kitchen. In rent kitchen, what you would get? You would get kitchen, you would get electricity, you would get grill. You have to get your buns, ingredients, and cook the burger. That is like infrastructure as a service. Just an example in layman terms. What is infrastructure as a service? Platform as a service, software as a service. This is an example. Okay, for your reference, just reference. So in real world, this is how it is. Okay, but for your reference, if it is platform as a service means even buns also, I mean, you would be getting from them itself. You have to just bring your ingredients and cook the burger. Software as a service means you will order a burger. You'll order a burger, you will get it to your home, you have to just ship. That way it is. Okay, I mean, you here software as a service means majority of the things cloud provider itself will manage. Okay, you don't have to worry about infrastructure or software or hardware upgrades, nothing. Since this Snowflake is software as a service in cloud, okay, in which clouds it is available is, it is available on all public clouds. Okay. Google Cloud, Google Cloud Platform, AWS, Microsoft Azure. Okay, it is available on all public cloud platforms, not just one specific cloud. So irrespective of whichever cloud your client is using, if you learn Snowflake, you'll have demand. Apart from this, since it is software as a service in cloud, right? Whatever is trending on data side, see why it will not go outdated. Snowflake will not go outdated is since it is software as a service, SaaS. Software as a service means SaaS. Infrastructure as a service means, see here, I was telling about this, right? Infrastructure as a service, platform as a service means PaaS. Software as a service means SaaS. Okay. Since Snowflake is software as a service, since whatever trending on data side, those features Snowflake itself will keep adding. Okay. If you want, we can use it, or we can, the architecture, the core will be same. On top of it, whatever is trending on data side, they'll add all those features in Snowflake. Suppose nowadays, you know, right? You have Chat GPT. Everyone would have heard about Chat GPT. That is trending now. That is like, it is generative AI and LLM models, machine learning models and LLM models. So all those also are now supported in Snowflake. Since it is software as a service, Snowflake has a big product team. They will, in the back end, okay, they will add all those features made available in Snowflake for the clients to use. If they want, they can use, or else it's up to them. Got it? But you'd get all those features to stay competitive in market. Since it is software as a service, you'll get all the features. Suppose now, recently Snowflake has added Cortex. Cortex is like, generative AI related service within Snowflake. Got it? And it supports LLM models and document AI. That means suppose nowadays you have unstructured data growing, right? Like say audio files, video files, PDFs, images. If you have PDFs, right? You wanted to extract data from PDF and do some analysis. We can do that within Snowflake using this document AI. And you have Snowflake is adding new features like say Copilot. Copilot means you don't have to write a query. So you will just give in general English, like say, see, SQL will be easy to learn if you're not from SQL background. It is like general English itself. Okay. But so instead of you writing that SQL query, if you just give what you want, say I wanted to generate some analysis. This is what I'm looking for, this report. If you type in general English, right? Snowflake itself will give you, using auto Copilot, you'll get that query. This kind of feature Snowflake is adding to make the users, make it easier for the users. Okay. And as I said, whatever trending on data side, Snowflake will be adding all those features. We can use them easily. Okay. That way, see, in terms of architecture, in terms of like say compute, okay, storage, cost also, Snowflake is economical. It is economical. The reason is based on usage will pay cost. There is no license cost. You don't have to use it. There is no license as I say per year you have to pay this much, per month you have to pay this subscription, nothing like that. It is purely based on our usage. For your clients also, they don't have to buy anything in prior. Okay, based on the usage, they'll pay the cost, storage cost, and mainly there are two costs in Snowflake: storage cost and compute cost primarily. Okay, storage cost also very minimal. in case of Snowflake. The reason is, in Snowflake, we are saying data is stored in storage layer, right? In storage layer, it will be stored in hybrid columnar way, and all our data will get compressed by default. So we'll be paying storage cost for the compressed data. So storage costs are also minimal. Got it? And say there are a lot of other game-changing features which Snowflake has added. Since it is software as a service, there is no administration or maintenance required, like partitioning of data, data backups, index maintenance, performance tuning. Okay, so they're not required. Snowflake itself will take care of that. And main advantage is it is available in all public clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP. And it is integrated with majority of the technology partners. Okay, all major technology partners, it is integrated. Snowflake is integrated with all of them. And you have a lot of unique features like say time travel, zero copy clone, data sharing. Okay, even you have features like say data marketplace. Suppose your client is maintaining some data. After making use of that data for their own analysis, they wanted to use that data for, and they wanted to sell that data for other clients, and they wanted to make money. That also they can do. You have marketplace in Snowflake. Okay, there you can buy data sets and sell our data also in this marketplace. In our regular sessions, we'll be discussing about this. Okay, what is marketplace, all of that. So, and it supports all kind of data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. Okay, all of that.
Here, one doubt for me. If data marketing means actually how the client believes actually that his data will be in secure manner.
Data marketplace, right?
So
yes. Usually sensitive data they won't be selling. Got it? They won't sell sensitive data. Actually. Say your phone number or your email ID, that kind of data usually it will not be available in your marketplace. Okay, what data you will have is, suppose if you have trading data. Say your in India, if you take you have Sensex, right? National Stock Exchange, their data. Yeah, this kind of data is public data.
For example, sir, I had a small doubt. Actually, there is a patient using a competitor drug. Okay. How the client will believe he won't sell the data to the competitor, actually to which the product competitor. How the client want to believe that?
See, in using data sharing, it's up to your client which data they wanted to sell. Got it? Okay. You can select granular level. Say which, suppose from a specific table as well, you wanted to, say you don't want to show all the data for all columns. You wanted to show data only for specific columns. We can do that. Like we can create a secure view and we can expose that secure view, not the table. Got it?
Okay.
So that we can handle what kind of data you wanted to expose. Okay. Usually sensitive data will not be sold. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, one quick question. It's not supported for Oracle Cloud, only for these three?
Oracle Cloud is not that much. If you take, what is the market share of Oracle Cloud? I mean, if you take all cloud providers, AWS, Azure, GCP.
Yeah, it's less. It is going up, definitely, I can say.
Yeah, but right now it is supporting like primarily AWS, Azure, and GCP. So these three itself, 90% of the market share they are only taking, right? AWS, Azure, and GCP. Primarily it is AWS and Azure.
Okay.
But
external data will be can be accessed and supported in Snowflake, like if you have
yes.
Data on a file system, external file system, not on cloud.
Yes. See, earlier Snowflake was not supporting, like say, if you have data in a particular server, you can't directly access that data. But now, even that feature also Snowflake has added. You can access that data as well. They have collaborated with like Dell, and whatever data you have in their data center in a specific server also you can access. Got it? But if it is there in any cloud, like say AWS or Azure or GCP, we can access any
Yeah,
data
yeah.
from there.
So
Even
here,
on-premise also now it supports. See, that's what
Okay.
whatever. See, everything which is trending on data side, Snowflake is adding that. So within Snowflake, suppose you would have heard about Databricks, right? You will
Yeah.
get that Databricks functionality as well using Snowpark. Okay,
Oh,
so what there are few limitations earlier, like for Snowflake, they have now Snowflake has overcome those limitations also. Like say earlier SQL based procedures are not supported in Snowflake. Now it supports. Okay, so you have this Snowpark feature, and earlier Snowflake was primarily used as data warehouse. So mainly for analysis purpose, but now you can use it for OLTP workloads also. You have a new feature called Unistore. With that, you can use it for other workloads, so OLTP workloads also. So guys, if you're not from data background, as I said, you will get complete clarity in our regular sessions. What is OLTP? What is data warehouse? All of that. Okay. So we'll see what all use cases we'll use Snowflake, and I mean, what is the purpose of Snowflake? All of that as well in our regular session. Primarily, it is used as a cloud data warehouse now, but you can use it for a lot of other workloads also. Cyber security workload, and as a data product for data engineering workloads, even AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning also supported in Snowflake. Okay.
okay. And one more doubt actually.
Yeah.
Snowflake actually nothing but earlier days actually we are using an Informatica tool for ETL processing, right?
See, it is not like Informatica. So
No.
Informatica, you can't store
Actually,
any data.
what is my doubt means? What's my doubt means? Informatica is an ETL processing tool.
Yeah.
But how we are installing in our system or in our platforms, actually we are installing that Informatica tool and we are processing the data, right? In the same process, actually the Snowflake is also going to do.
No,
actually,
no.
we are installing in our.
No, you don't have to install anything. That's what I told you, right? You don't have to install anything for Snowflake.
Okay. Through Azure, actually, through Azure.
Not even through Azure. Like you don't even need Azure account also to use Snowflake. Okay. In our regular session, you'll get to know how it works. All of that. Got it?
Okay.
I'll show you. So it is not like a ETL tool, but you'll get
because
the
actually,
ETL.
why I am
Let
asking
me
this
explain.
question?
Yeah. I got it. Like see, many people think it is an ETL tool. Okay, a few people think it is a database. You'll get it is mainly like a database, cloud database. Okay, you call that. See, earlier it was primarily used as a cloud data warehouse. Now we call it as Snowflake Data Cloud. Got it?
Okay.
And now how it is here you'll get database capability along with the ETL capability to certain extent, and then even other workloads also it supports.
Okay, just one question on the database capability. You just mentioned that it will also support OLTP, right? So, for example, any Angular any Angular web page that I created, right, which will take in inputs, and that inputs will be eventually stored in the database, right? So currently we have SQL Server where it gets stored. So do you mean that Snowflake will suffice that requirement? We can go ahead and discard SQL Server and have Snowflake in replaced with.
See, earlier, how it used to be is you will use Snowflake as data warehouse, OLAP. Got it? Your OLTP still used to be in either Oracle or SQL Server, but now what Snowflake wanted to have, I mean, how the Snowflake team wanted to use Snowflake is they wanted to use Snowflake for all your data needs. That is for all your data, your client needs. Got it? They don't want to use say Databricks for data processing, Oracle database for reporting, and then data lake in some other place. Okay, like that. They wanted to have Snowflake as one platform for all your data needs. Got it? That's why they're adding all these features. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. So does it also have those ETL capabilities where we can extract the data and maintain history and eventually
it has got ETL capability. If you have any data in cloud storage, right? Say AWS S3 or Azure Blob, from there we can load data into Snowflake directly, and even transformations also we can perform. Got it?
you can also have the slowly changing dimension incorporated into the data when we transport data from OLTP to OLAP.
See, you can't directly connect from Snowflake to Oracle or SQL Server. Got it?
No. So basically, what I'm trying to check here is, for example, my old TP database is Snowflake. Okay. And eventually I need to denormalize the data and bring it into OLAP, right? So I need to have a slowly changing dimension which will identify my my recent data, correct? My latest data, right? So in that case, does it have the capability to
Yes.
incorporate the slowly changing dimension?
It
like
has
the
a
modified
capability
data?
to implement all your SRE type 1 or SRE type 2, all of that. You have in Snowflake, you have streams, okay, which is
So we will be covering this
which
in
help you
our.
for change data
No,
capture.
sorry. My question is, will we be covering even this in our curriculum?
Yeah. So that is,
Okay.
see, you,
Thanks.
let me show you. See, here itself, I'll show you.
Yeah, that's it.
This
Makes
is
sense. Yeah, I
this
just
is the
wanted to
last
check.
batch content. Okay, if you see SRE type 1, this is what you're asking, right? SRE type 1 and type 2 implementation. Got it?
Correct.
Okay.
I just wanted to check
So,
that. As it's a demo lecture, I just want to be. I just want to make sure that we
see, whatever is required for you to work on Snowflake as a Snowflake data engineer or Snowflake developer, okay, all of that will be covered. Even you can if you want to try out for Snowflake data architect roles also, you can try Snowflake cloud data architect. Got it? So developer, lead, data engineer, architect, even DBA content also, 80% of the DBA, Snowflake DBA content also will be covered. So as a part of DBA, primarily whatever things we take care, access management. So say this creating data shares, okay, creating storage integration, all of that part, say 80% of the DBA content also will be covered. So if you take, the course content or what all things you'd get as a part of this courses, daily basis, okay, you would be getting the recording of that particular session, okay, a detailed document, the code which is used in that session, the SQL code, got it, and then that topic wise interview questions and answers for each and every topic, the scenarios, the questions with answers, what you get in interviews, right, that you would be getting on daily basis for each and every topic, okay, and in the end of the training, you would be getting, like say, as a part of project overview session, you will get complete details on like say what to explain in your project, okay, what all things we do, the flow, how to explain about your project, what you have done in case if you are projecting, say, certain experience on Snowflake, right, how to deal with that. Got it? What all challenges we face in the real works. Even when we discuss each and every topic, that time itself, on that specific topic, what are the use cases, what challenges you face, okay, what type of questions you get in SnowPro certification. You have from Snowflake, you have SnowPro Core and there is SnowPro Core and SnowPro Advanced Architect, Data Engineer, these certifications. For all these certifications, what scenarios you get, okay, even in interviews, mainly based on those scenarios you'll be getting even in interviews also. So all of that will be covered. Got it?
Yeah, got you. Thank you for this information. Actually, just one quick question. Yeah, so we will be going through a hands-on.
Hands-on in the sense, see, what I would be doing is in each and every topic, as I was showing you all the code, everything, right? So I'll be, see, parallelly, you won't be doing practice, because what I have observed is, if I make you to do practice, right, the content, now we are covering Snowflake content, like say 45 hours. Got it? It will take, even if it is 85 hours, you can't complete the content, because few people, they'll not be able to practice that time. And other thing is, if suppose you are trying to do something, what I'm explaining, if you are not able to achieve that, right, you will kind of you will not be able to focus on what I am saying. You will be in your mood itself. Got it? So that's why, when I am telling you the session, you will be focusing on what I am doing, what I am explaining. Got it? Later, as you are getting the code, content, recording, everything, you can practice that. In case if you face any challenges, any errors or something, right, I'll be able to help you. Got it?
Okay, so we'll have a separate session to answer our questions.
No, see, end of the training, suppose daily 1 hour session we'll have. Usually now, so this batch, okay, we'll be getting started from say Tuesday we'll have a SQL session, and from Wednesday onwards we'll have regular Snowflake sessions, Wednesday onwards. Okay, Tuesday, if anyone is not from data background, I'll help you with them to understand SQL. Then, I mean, what is database, server, all of that, SQL, the basic things for what is required for them to get started. Then from Wednesday onwards, we'll have regular Snowflake sessions. Then, I mean, that will be from 7:30 to 8:30 Indian time, morning. Okay. So,
is it possible to make 8 to 9 actually?
See, few people has asked for 7 to 9. Okay, 7 to 8. Few has asked for 8 to 9. So the problem is nowadays offices started in India. Even I'm working. So let's say majority of this is I mean for majority of them this is the best time what I feel. Okay. Over the weekend I can change to say 8 to 9. Okay, Saturday we'll have a SQL session. Sunday will not have session for practice. Since majority of these folks who joins this are either working, even if you're not working for your practice, you need some time, right? So, yeah. So on Sunday will not have. Yeah.
Sorry to cut you. Sorry again. I just want to get one thing clarified. So there will be certain topics
after this 7 to 8:30, I'm telling you, right? Say I will stop at 8:25. Then probably whatever questions you have, even if it takes half an hour, I'll be there. Even if it is 45 minutes, I'll be there to clarify.
Even from the previous class?
Yes. You can ask whatever we have completed so far. Suppose on 10th session, you have questions on session 2. I'll be able to help you. Don't worry. Okay.
Amazing. Okay. Now, I just wanted to check because we will be giving some homework, right? So we will try that particular homework during our daytime. And if there are any questions, I just wanted to check.
That's why, for your reference, usually others will not share you the recordings because you would misuse. We will kind of misuse them. But your daily basis, even if you are joining or not, you will get all this. Like say the recording, code, content, and the interview preparation kit with all questions and answers. Got it? On daily basis for each and every.
Yeah, thank you for answering those questions. Thanks a lot.
So apart from this, we would have questions on, say, I'll be sharing you you would be getting the, say, if you wanted to switch, right, on Snowflake for resume preparation, I'll be helping you. Say, I'll be sharing a couple of Snowflake resumes, CVs with you. You can create your own, and if you share it with me, I can review, and if there are any changes required, I can help you on that. That you would get. And for SnowPro certification, I'll be sharing you the dumps. Majority of the certification related scenarios, the questions, everything we would be discussing in our regular sessions, but I would be sharing you dumps as well. So for your, if you have to, you can easily clear SnowPro Core and SnowPro Advanced Architect as well by end of this training. Yeah.
Hitesh, I just have a small doubt. So, after learning this SQL, Snowflake, and all right, I believe that still we need some other knowledge to get a job.
See, actually, whatever mandatory skills that are required for you to get an opportunity on Snowflake, right, to crack an offer on Snowflake, all that will be covered. Okay, it's not just Snowflake, SQL. You want data warehousing, cloud exposure, say AWS, Azure. We'll be covering AWS and Azure because majority of the Snowflake projects, they would use either AWS or Azure. GCP is rarely used. Say 95% of the Snowflake clients will use AWS and Azure or Azure. Okay, GCP is very rarely used. We are not going to cover GCP, but primarily AWS and Azure. And apart from these mandatory skills, these are the mandatory skills. Apart from this, we'll be covering, if you have any ETL or reporting tool exposure, or any like data engineering experience, that will be helpful. But what we would be covering apart from this is, we will be covering Azure Data Factory, ETL, okay, along with Snowflake, SQL, and this data warehousing concept and this cloud exposure. Azure Data Factory, which is a ETL tool in Azure. I hope everyone are aware. And then DBT integration. DBT in US and a lot of clients in US and UK, they're using DBT along with Snowflake, which is like, it is like transformation tool, data build tool you call. This is the transformation tool. That integration also will be covering.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks.
So if you're good with this, mandatory skills and ADF exposure, and DBT, you can easily get an offer even in US or see in India. If you have these skills, Snowflake, SQL, data warehousing, and this cloud. In cloud also, you won't need all services. We mainly will be using storage service, say AWS S3, Azure Blob. Okay, so if you have these skills, these mandatory skills, you can get an offer for, in India. So if you learn this AF and then DBT, right, these integrations, then even in US you can easily crack interviews. Okay.
Hi guys, Rohit this side. I'm working as a data engineer right now in a tech stack, Databricks, Apache Spark, ADF, and all that. I want to switch because I'm not having a good role. Actually, I'm having support role right now, so I want to switch to a different technology. Just there is one doubt, like what are the things we can use in place of Snowflake? Like, what is the other thing that is available in the market rather than Snowflake as a data warehouse?
Data warehouse, even in Azure itself, we have Azure Synapse. Okay, but see, Snowflake now it is not just a data warehouse. Got it? We have seen, right? There are other things, lot of other things which Snowflake supports, but Synapse it's just a data warehouse. Okay, and in terms of cost also, Snowflake, like if you use it properly, it is economical, and then there are differences in terms of architecture as well. Say if you compare Azure Synapse and Snowflake, even you have in AWS also you have Redshift, which is a cloud data warehouse in AWS. So another main advantage for Snowflake is since it is available on all clouds, AWS, Azure, and GCP, it is cloud agnostic. Okay, Snowflake is cloud agnostic. So see nowadays majority of the clients then they don't want to stick into one cloud. Got it? They wanted to use multi-cloud, and they wanted to keep their solutions like compatible with other clouds also. So now they might be using Azure, but over a period of time, if they feel they don't want to use Azure and move to AWS, it should be portable. Got it? Their solutions. So if they use Snowflake, even if it is whatever cloud it is, you can integrate our data with using Snowflake, right? Okay.
Yeah, and one more thing.
These kind of advantages you have in Snowflake, and there are a lot of unique features which Snowflake has, and they're adding all these trending features on data side. Would have heard about data products, data mesh, like all this, right? So whatever you take on any trending thing on data side, that feature is available in Snowflake. Got it?
Yeah, and one more thing, like I'm working in India right now. So can we apply for the companies which are US based, which are in US?
Oh, okay. From India, you wanted to apply for US companies.
Yeah.
That's a different topic altogether. So for that, you need a visa, right? Valid visa.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have valid visa, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, suppose if you have anyone has H1 picked or already H1 visa, then if they learn, definitely it will help because in US market, like Snowflake has good demand compared to other skills, traditional skills, ETL or SQL, your database skills, reporting skills. Only with say Power BI or Tableau or any ETL tool like Informatica, Data Stage. Okay, there are a lot of tools, right? Only with those tools earlier you used to have opportunities, but now only with those tools you won't get opportunities in even in India also nowadays. Okay, so if anyone are from that background, if they learn Snowflake, definitely it will help. For the folks who doesn't have any experience, for you, since this is a trending skill, if you learn, like you'll have, you'll get better package and you'll have good future as well. Got it? See, guys, if you're not from any, and if you don't have experience or if you're not from data background, don't worry. As I said, you'll have separate assistants. Okay, you'll have separate skill sessions, and there even if it is, whatever you don't understand, you can ask in that SQL sessions. Okay.
Okay, just
so
one thing. When do we have the daily session? What is the timing? 7:30 to 8, right?
Yeah, 7:30 to 8:30.
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. So
Okay.
tomorrow will not have session. From Tuesday we'll have a skill session. I'll keep you posted in the group. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll have from Tuesday we'll have a skill session. Wednesday onwards we'll have regular sessions.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Going
Thanks a lot.
forward,
Can
how
you
it is
please-
Monday to Friday we'll have
Regular sessions.
yeah, Snowflake session, and Saturday a skill session. That's how it will be.
Okay. Cool.
Can
Thank you. Thank you
please,
so much.
hello, can you please go with pricing of the course?
Yeah, I'll discuss with you. I mean, if anyone has any doubts, you can ping me separately.
Here I have one more question.
Mhm.
Previous slide you have mentioned the Snowflake. Along with that, there are so many tools, right? Like Azure, AWS, and data. Whereas they are all different tools, or along.
No, they're not different tools. If you take data warehousing, it is like concept. Okay, what is the way we design a database? If you take 1.5 hours, we can complete this topic. I mean, on high level, what is data warehouse? What are the ways we design a database? All of that. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
There are like small topics only.
Yeah, as of now, Azure it's going
In
right. So
Azure, in Azure or AWS, you have a lot of services. As a Snowflake developer or Snowflake data engineer or even Snowflake data architect, you don't need all those services. No one knows all those services. Even Azure data engineer or Azure developer, right? Okay, they will not be using all services in AWS or Azure. Whatever services we need for us as a Snowflake developer or lead or data engineer, right? So those services will be covering. Got it?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Hitesh, is it a project-based training? So how many projects will be covering?
See, projects in a sense, first you need to understand, like say, what is suppose we are discussing one topic. What is the use case of that topic? What challenges we face? Okay. How to handle them? That you need to understand first. Okay. Then as a part of project, the project architecture, what is the technology stack they follow? Okay. I mean, they use, and then what is the workflow? That varies from project to project. As I said in our project overview session, we'll be discussing all of that. Like say, I mean, what are the different technology stacks? What is the flow that you follow? Okay. As a part of our regular sessions, if you pick any topic, what is the use case? We are discussing in detail on that topic. Got it? All the scenarios. Okay. Where we'll use that particular feature or that particular option. Got it? What challenges we face? How we'll do that error handling? How to overcome those challenges? All of that in detail. And then in the end, we'll correlate. So this is how, what will be the flow? Here is where we'll use this feature. Okay, that way we'll correlate and we'll kind of explain the project. Got it? If you understand one project end to end, okay, you can, even if it is if you have to tell like you have done 2-3 projects also, you can easily, handle that. You got it?
Yes. Got it. And session is means regular classes are starting on Wednesday onwards, right? So
yes,
how much time it will take to complete this course? So will it take 1.5 months? So
yeah, it'll take 50 days.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from anyone, guys?
Like as a fresher, like it'll how many days it'll take to grab the things?
See, end of this training, even if you are fresher, you will get say the exposure. So suppose if you want to project certain experience on Snowflake, say 3 to 4 years of experience, that level of expertise you can easily get. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. By end of this training, you will be in a position where you can manage if you project say like 3 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience, you can manage whatever is your overall experience. Okay, that's what is required. So you, since it is Snowflake is a new technology, even if you have to switch the technology or if you have to start freshly, you don't have to project more experience. So if you keep relevant 2 years also, you would get calls. Okay.
Yeah, this Snowflake from when it is started and like you were saying 3 to 4 years, right? From when it is, it was there in.
See, it is in market since like say from 2017 onwards it started. Okay, so in 18-19 it picked up. Okay, so a lot of clients started using since 2019 onwards, 19-20 from that time. Okay, now a lot of clients, if you take any client, even Indian clients are using Snowflake. So if you take within India, you have Swiggy, right? Swiggy also is using Snowflake. Even National Stock Exchange, is NSE, they are also using Snowflake. Indian clients are also using Snowflake. Lot. I mean, if I can share the list of Snowflake clients. Majority of the clients, say JP Morgan, they are using Snowflake. If you take in US, majority of the US clients, UK clients are using Snowflake. Okay. See, you can search for the opportunities if you want. So the market is good on Snowflake. If you take few technologies nowadays, they're not getting calls, opportunities. Okay, openings are not there, but on Snowflake you have a lot of openings. You can check in LinkedIn or anywhere, you'll get to know. Okay.
After completing this section, like how valuable we are into in market, like if you say 1 to 10 is highest.
Valuable in the sense how, in which terms?
Like after completing this complete Snowflake training, and after completing, like how much valuable we are into market, like 1 to 10 is highest as a
valuable in terms of what? I'm not getting that. Demanding or
demand for us.
Demand is like more. That if you compare with any other technology, since Snowflake is a new technology and a lot of clients started using it because of its unique features and even pricing is less. Got it, and it is available on all major public cloud providers, right? So if you compare with any other technology, Snowflake is easiest. See, content is restricted in Snowflake if you have to learn. Got it? So even few other technologies have also got demand. But why you have to learn Snowflake is content is restricted for Snowflake. You don't have to spend 6 months or 1 year to learn Snowflake. Got it? So within these 2 months, like if you take majority of the Snowflake features, everything we'll be discussing. Got it? Content is restricted content and opportunities are more. So in terms of demand, you can say 9 out of 10. Okay, you want rating, right? Okay,
Yeah,
you are that much demanded. Yeah.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone, guys?
Clear, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, whoever has doubts, they can stay in a call. You don't have to hesitate, you can ask. Okay, if you have any doubts, I can clarify. But let me stop the recording.
We can leave, right?
Yeah. Whoever has doubts, they can stay. Others